So there we go with another tutorial. So what I'm going to do here in this one is guide you through the way I make thumbnails, the complete process, which is not so difficult, but there is something that you should be able to do. And of course, we can share much of that material in the way those composers are actually presented here. You see, there is no background there, like here Gardner has no background. Did not a great job in cutting them out, but that's what it is. We should work with the time we have, Mozart. And so I use two programs for that, and they are both free. Well, I'm paying currently for this online thing, canva.com, but I'm going to cancel my subscription. The free version is enough. And then you have another program that's called GIMP. GIMP. It's also free. It's the free alternative for Photoshop. Can do basically similar things with it, but of course, as with all these programs, we only use so little of it. So what I'm going to do, I just created a folder here. I think that's a restriction in the free version, John. There you can only have two folders, I guess. Now the fancy cool thing is I reached out to Canva because basically the free version gives you almost all the options. There are some backgrounds that you have to pay for, but I mean, yeah, we just choose a free one or we make a photo, you know. So I created a folder. So I just go to my home screen, all designs, here I am. I just take one, let's take Beethoven, make a copy, there it is. I drag it to John's folder and here is John. Click on it to edit and here I say John Guria. Not necessary, but you can download your thumbnail and it has the same as the right file. So obviously this is no Beethoven, this is no Alberto Wimpling. This was the original background for Beethoven. We all delete that and we don't need this either. So the thumbnails in general, I say in general, they have, let me show you, just take a background to show you. Take a better one here. So not a better background, but show you things. So this orange line and this logo is almost always there. If it really doesn't fit with the composition, then I leave the line out, but that's not so often. The metronome is there if there is a metronome number that we're playing along with. So I have no metronome number here from Goria, so I delete that. There's Unchained because that's our motto, that's our mantra, our one word. And there is, of course, a title and a player. So what we want to do first now is find a picture of this Alexandre Goria. So I guide you through the entire process. Again, I have a library already of portraits like Mozart and others. Goria, there you have them. Let's see if we have a nice picture. Is he that? Actually, this is okay. It's Wikipedia. So there was pretty a picture. No, it's another one. Another guy. So we go to Wikipedia. We look what's the largest resolution. That's not so big. But anyway, if that's all we've got, we save it. And so I would suggest that whenever you come across to a composer that we don't have in our library, I might make this available on Dropbox so that you can upload here. So Goria is not here. We make Goria, and I need to clean all of this because it's okay. We open the folder. There you go. I need to clean. I mean, it's organized, but organized and not organized. If you go to Beethoven, you see Beethoven painting late. I mean, it doesn't say anything. Here's the hint to make it transparent. And normally the transparent ones No, sorry. Need to be here as well. I don't know where they are. Probably this is a transparent one. PNG. Okay, portable networks graphics. John will know all about that. So then we have our Goria, Mr. Goria here. And then we drag him into GIMP. Can save that or not. So normally I should do it with my right hand, but I'm not using my right hand for computer. I'm using like this touchpad now because I had problems with my thumb. It's better now, but I want to protect it, but I cannot do this with my left hand. Ideally, of course, you have a touchpad with a pen. But this is very rough. So you can find tutorials on uh, on YouTube about GIMP. So might be even an option to leave him just as he is. So we connect here everything, press enter, press delete. You see, background is disappearing. I do a little bit better job here, like that. Since he is, of course, if you would make a picture and you would position against the green screen, the only thing you have to do is press this button, and then you can set your threshold here. But this won't work because, see, there's all the same color. So we're going to do it manually, and of course, I'm not the most precise guy here. I don't have the patience for that, and certainly not the time. And you have to do an okay job here. Very rough. Because if it's really not nice down, I mean, it shows, and this is a difficult one for the simple reason that there is a lot of contrast here with his hair. So we give him a little bit of a modification here, delete, different haircut, I would say. Like that. So this is of course against, oh, that's not okay. Delete, and then here we're going to cut out this part as well. So take a little bit more of his jacket. That's actually what I should have done at the beginning also here. Let's correct this just, I mean, you basically give a new arm, but it's not so important. I mean, it's not a photo shoot for I don't know which magazine. But depending on the contrast you use on the thumbnail, you could see this. So I'm going to cut this out anyway. It's better to make his arm a little thinner. So you can just control and scroll, and then it becomes. So that's our Mr. Goria. Let's see if we are going to keep this weekend. This is certainly a picture we would position at the left-hand side, I'm sorry, of the thumbnail. If we face it to the front, this is not so important because, yeah, we'll see what we do with it. Anyways, I will save this picture because as a GIMP picture for this simple reason that perhaps I need to come back to do some extra work to that. Then we need to export this file as a PNG. This is a portable network graphic. Back in the days, in the 90s, early 2000s, this was a format you couldn't use often because it's bigger than a JPEG for the reason that it remembers all the layers. So you can also have here layers, and then a PNG kind of remembers that. So also transparency remains in a PNG. So you export this already here, it's PNG. If it's not, you just go manually PNG, which is a little bit weird, but that's how GIMP works. Export. Then it asks you for the quality, compression level 9, which is high, but it doesn't matter. It's for a thumbnail, and PNGs are always good. Then we go to Canva, where it is, here. John's thumbnail, and don't worry, you'll get a nicer one than this. So here in the upload section, I can also make folders here. There are pictures that I'm using. I'm cleaning every time I come back here. The ones that I don't need anymore, just to clean up space or drag them in a folder. You see, the ones are here, and I think I can give you access to this Canva. If not, no, not a problem. We will share these pictures, like Mozart and Beethoven are the most ones that we use. So uploads, we're going to upload Mr. Goria. Oh, there it is already, Goria. And let's hope it's large enough. Okay, that's workable. So this is a nice, confident guy. That will give us a nice thumbnail, I can tell. So here we're going to position this to the back to bring our icons back. So you have a logo and also the orange line. It's a repeatable thing. So when you have thumbnails, the eyes scan on similar things. So if you have series, they have a similar design. If you have, but also for our branding on YouTube, this logo and orange line just gives a little bit of recognition. People recognize it. So let's see if we can add an effect. Canva is made for thumbnails and for online stuff. You most often actually always want to give it a little bit more contrast. You see, I always click on there, summer and festive. Oh, that's my touchpad I'm not used to. So there, here, I think it's nice. Always check if your screen is very low as mine. Let's put on the minimum to check what the contrast does. So if you want to adjust here, the things that you oftentimes want to adjust are contrast and brightness, but oftentimes these filters are just fine. Then, of course, I need to find another background, something that works for John, so that people know whenever he comes to the channel with the recording, it's his. Node Performer has already. We're not going to take this, John, right? Or maybe you like this one. Canva has a large library of free backgrounds, and it's surprising how well they work and how much of how much effect they add. So here is also something important. 83%, you always zoom out because this is how you find it. In a way, I like this. Let's see if we can make another crop. Let's see if this works better. The only problem we will have here is a text. So let's go to adjust and see if we can level up the brightness or make it a little darker. In a way, I like it very much, but it's, I think, unusable for us because thumbnails should be bright. Dark thumbnails, they can work. I like this design very much, actually. Let's see if we can come up with something else. Black and white is a little bit. You see black, white and black. Which which color does it leave for you to use? The only problem with Canva, and I have to fix this, is they should give us outlines of the text. That would save so much time. So you see, if you go to dark, text will be fine. Now this kind of works in a dark setting because this picture is so bright, but not all pictures are like that. Let's just continue. We might change this in the future. I mean, thumbnails need to evolve. This might be something for Node Performer, by the way. And I would like to add something to John's videos Unchained. and unknown, because that's mostly the music that John is going to focus upon. This is kind of nice. Let's use this to start with. So if possible, I prefer white text for the simple reason that, yeah, it's white, it's not black. Goria, I know, but Beethoven, of course, we don't need this. And this is his caprice. This way written, let me check. Oh, I closed everything. Here it is still. Goria Caprice with 1p. Nocturne. John Citron. I don't like this font for this name. Something like that. I'm usually use a kind of similar font, but of course that's something that would be, for the future. Why not just this? Again, thumbnails is really important. A thumbnail decides if people click on it or not. So there's, oh yeah, this is transparency. That's important. You see, I'm going to set transparency to 0%. John's name is 100%. So Goria Unchained and unknown. Something like that. Or we do it like this. Unchained and unknown might be better. Delete everything else. And then we have a nice button here, spacing a letter. We can close the letters. And we can make it a little bit bigger. Unchained is just a word of authentic sound. We unchain that music from today's practice. Gloria, Caprice Nocturne, John's name a little bit. John Citron, piano. His name is not so well visible, so I would position it a little bit lower. And again, we will have to find. So let's see. I like this rough wooden tree picture because this is already better, but what happens to our text? Saturation was driven. Okay, like that. Let's leave it for this for now. So just check Mr. Goria if you can give him a little bit more presence. That's too much. Those pictures have like very little contrast, and you cannot. Contrast is important on a thumbnail. So then we download everything, which is very easy. Download as PNG, and we put that in the same folder, obviously, as we are working now, which was still John's Goria. I have always the same folder structures, even if it's not necessary. I like to put everything in folders. Okay, then we go to YouTube. And here already, it's uploaded. So let me quickly show the process of uploading. You go to this button here, backend of your channel, of my channel when you have access. The only thing is you need to be in my channel, YouTube Studio. So in order to change that, if you have access like John already have, switch account, you will see all the accounts you have here. And then you switch obviously to the right one. And then you click on create, upload a video, you drag a video, and then it's very self-explaining process. You come in this um, um, page where you fill in the title, start a story. We have the call to action to Patreon, and the other links are down below. Go to next. Monetization. I don't know what's happening here. Currently unavailable. We'd fix that in a minute. Add an end screen. We import that. End screens is something. That's something from Alberto, I think. End screens are something you can easily find information upon his Patreon. And this I need to change to best for viewer. That will guide viewers to a video that I haven't seen and might be interested in. So that's done. Uploading depends on your internet speed. Here it's very fast. So for now it's private. Always, if you do this on my channel, when you select public and you hit save, the video goes online. We don't want that. We go private always, save everything, and then we check from the video page here. Here it is. I forgot to add a thumbnail, which is not a problem. We just scroll down, upload a thumbnail. We just made one, go to the folder. So it's important to know where you've downloaded it. That's of course something I don't need to tell you. Goria, here you have it. Then we can text, it's not so important today anymore. There are some principles in making a title, but that's not for now. Let me just add the name of the composer and the name of the piece. So stuffing this box with all kinds of keywords is not important. For now, I'm going to leave this for what it is. Save. Then we can add this video to a playlist. That's for another time. We already have end screen, but I want to check the video before publishing it. So checking it now. That's fine. Fine. Okay. You see, I used the Streamlabs version, so I figured out how to do it. You see that I forgot to clean this really, but it's not a problem. It gives a little bit of shadow now. So what you can do, so this is okay. I have a beautiful solution for you not to use any external editor, which is making use of YouTube's editor. I'm not going to go in detail. You have to see a video on this. Once you do, it's very easy to use. And I have also cleaned some of Alberto's videos just to give to help him doing the editorial stuff and give my interpretation. Like sometimes you can cut out stuff. Very easy to do with the YouTube editing tool. So once you have your basic video, then actually you're good to go. So channel videos, everything is ready. Then we can close this and we can close this. Go back here. Goria, this piece can be scheduled, very important. It's today the 15th, so YouTube will always go one day further, which makes sense. 7:30 p.m. So if we do it Premiere, that's here, set as a Premiere. We don't do that right now. It's too short. And we click Save. And then we check. Scheduled. Fine. So if you don't find anything online, how to use the editor, I will make a short video for you, but I think it's not necessary. It's not necessary to watch a video though, because it's a weird, it's a reversed way of thinking. It's great if you know how to use it. So I kind of like this thumbnail. We'll see the performance of this will be like not great at the beginning. We need every time we introduce something new, you'll have to give it time for people to come on board. Okay, but who knows? Who knows? I think we have covered everything. GIMP, important GIMP. You'll find it. Download's not so difficult, and maybe you know it already. And then the upload on the channel is something else. That's for later. And then making the thumbnails in canva.com. See? Okay.